What's up, guys? AverageKiwiGuy here. How y'all doing? So we just got off the double feature of Star Wars Rebels, the season premiere. We got a 2 episode of that, which is very cool. This one is all about DUME and somewhat of the aftermath of all the events that happened there. Just a quick heads up here, guys. This is spoilers. I will be spoiling the episode, the big major points of it. So if you have not seen the episode or the previous one for the season premiere, go watch it. If you are a fan of Star Wars or Rebels or whatever, go watch it. Highly recommend it. Please probably turn off the video now. I don't want to spoil it for you. I don't want to, ruin anything. Go check out the episode. Then come on back. And you'll know what we're talking about, and we'll know, I won't ruin it for you. Okay? All right. So DUME or DUME. I think it's DUME. Probably somewhere. One of the 3 ways of saying it. I honestly, when I saw the title of this episode, I was like, oh, okay, so it's like really gonna get into Kanan, like after this, like saving Hera, like all that stuff. It's more like the aftermath of, losing Kanan, from the previous episode. And just, the episode was a little crazy in places. Namely the giant Lothal wolf that just, with the creepy smile, like the Loth wolf. Like, yes, I am the Joker, Lothal. It was creepy as hell. It was creepy as hell, that wolf. But there were some very sweet moments too. Mainly with Chop. Just Chop and Hera. That scene where, Chop goes out to Hera and just the little claw comes up and holds her hand. I was like, Chop, you're killing me, man. You're killing me. You're so adorable. That was just the sweetest moment, I think, in all of Rebels. Like, it was just, like, you can't tell me droids don't have feelings. You can't tell me the droids in Star Wars don't have feelings. Like, Chop just knew exactly what to do there. Like, that was just, so that was really nice. Obviously, you had, Sabine very angry, throws her helmet, stomps off. And then Zeb and, Ezra kind of having a nice moment there. Because, I think they're past that, like, brotherly kind of fighting. Like, now Zeb kind of the older one, the more mature, I think, now. And he kind of looks after Ezra a little bit. And, he kind of realizes what happens and give him a big hug. And really, it's just now they're lost. They're lost. They don't know where to go. Like, they're reeling. Hera is just silent, can't speak to anyone, goes off, tries to like kind of collect herself in a way. Zeb and Sabine go off and probably off to do something reckless, but I'm glad that they kind of toned it down. Like they didn't fall for the stupid, like, I'm gonna go off and blow shit up and get captured and then they're gonna have to do another rescue mission. Like, I was like, thank you two, for being smart enough to realize what was going on and then toning it back. Like, I'm glad they did that and didn't fall straight into Thrawn's trap and kind of turn Thrawn's trap back on him. Like, it was good to see them take Rook down and stuff like that. But yeah, they're lost. And Ezra kind of going on a crazy trip. It's a crazy trip with the Loth Wolves, man. Crazy trip. So even Price is in the aftermath of the whole, blowing up the fuel depot. What sounds like probably either the biggest or the only fuel depot they had on the planet. Or at least the one close enough to do the TIE Defender production line. Blows it up, and now they can't run the TIE Defender factories at all. She tries to hide it by doing a parade. So it's like, oh, no. We're doing a big parade. So we're not going to stop all production. The factories are going to shut down. We're going to pull the workers out. Aren't we nice? Like, this is all to, like, we defeated a Jedi. Like, yeah, one guy. Woo! That sort of thing. Thrawn ain't about that shit. He finds out and is like, yo, did you think that I wouldn't figure it out? Did you think I wouldn't find out that you blew up the fuel for that factory? He's like, that's as angry as I've seen Thrawn. like really, like just the most intense. And he's like, I will deal with you when I return. Like, it's like, yeah, it gave me a little tingle there. Like, I was like, and like the fear on Price's face when that happens, and the smug on Rook. I was like, I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. Like that was very cool. And I can't wait for Thrawn to get back. Because that's probably where we get the orbital bombardments and stuff like that, and probably leaves Price on the ground. Guarantee that. Like he probably doesn't even come off the Chimera. He probably like rocks up and goes, wipe the damn city off the map. Like especially if the Emperor is found out that the fuel's gone and that the factory can't run, and he's like, well, you can't even defend your own factory? Well, I'd rather go with the battle station then. And if he's pissed off like that, it'll just be like, wipe the damn city off the face of the map. What's it good for now? Wipe it off the map. Like that's probably what's gonna happen. But yeah, I like that scene. I love that scene with him just like staring Price down, like, if I was there, you know, sort of thing. So they're in the aftermath of it all, and then you get Hera, who's just dealing with everything, and kind of like, you know, why did I not? You know, I thought I had more time. You know, the whole typical, like, you know, when you lose someone and you swore like you were going to say this to them, and you wish you said it to them. She's going through all that, and then sweet old Chop comes back up and says like, well, what, you know, the Calicori, like, why don't you add him to the Calicori? Like in his beep, 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 you know, his droid speak, and like, you know, it kind of helps Hera get back on her feet in that sense, which was nice in that way. And that's kind of like what this episode was about. It was just them, you know, the team learning to deal with what happened. And then kind of the poor old rebels that are there, like the other rebels, the Lothal rebels are like, yo, what do we do now? They're all looking to them like, you guys are the leaders. And they're all like, I can't do this right now. And they're all like, what do we do? And like, yeah. So I felt sorry for them. They're like, you guys are meant to be the big badasses. You're supposed to help, you know, and they just kind of get thrown to the side for a bit. But yeah, it's just them about dealing with that grief, dealing with that the aftermath of it all. And then, you know, you get Sabine and Zeb, who, like I said, were smart enough to kind of not go in guns blazing, right? They scouted it out. They look at it. They realize that the factories aren't going. Like, don't see smoke coming out of the factories. They go down to a scout speeder, and they kind of hack into the Imperial network, and they realize what's going on. That the fuel depot that blew up underneath them, that killed Kanan, actually has killed the TIE Defender factories. Well, at least, you know, kind of, you know, knocked them out of action for a while until they can get some fuel there. And, you know, Kanan kind of completed the objective that the Rebel assault was always meant to do, which is knock those factories out of action. So that kind of sets them in a better frame of mind, and they can figure out a better way to get back at Thrawn, get back at the Empire. And then they sort of come out, they sort of set a little trap, and that kind of brings Rook out, or the bounty hunter. I'm sorry if I'm saying his name wrong, but I'm sure it's Rook. Or Rock, maybe. The bounty hunter comes out, and, you know, he's hunting around, and Zeb's kind of watching him with the binoculars, and he turns and looks at him like, holy shit, he sees me. And there's kind of a funny scene there. He's like, I don't want to look. His eyes are creepy. And they kind of that kind of sets up a little battle between those two, and it was kind of a cool thing because you had a bounty hunter fighting like a Mandalorian warrior and like the Lasat warrior, and it was cool to see, you know, going up against this bounty hunter who has all the bounty hunter tricks, and, you know, a cloak, like a visibility cloak device and stuff. It was cool. And then, yeah, it was just, you know, I mean, I saw it coming. Like, of course, Sabine's gonna have a paint bomb, and it's of course they're gonna be able to see where he is, and it kind of takes his advantage away, and that's when Zeb just starts wailing on him, and they just sort of send him back all painted up, and it was. I liked how they just didn't follow the stereotype of like, we're gonna get revenge, and we're gonna go steaming in there with no plan, and we're gonna get caught, and we're gonna have to go get rescued again. I'm glad they didn't fall for that, and I'm glad they didn't do it. And it kind of gives the rebels, because they get the information that gives the rebels hope, and then that gives they'll give them that push to for the next few episodes. So I was just glad that the next episode was going to be, we gotta go rescue Sabine and Zeb because they went and did something stupid, and they tried to blow up something which they shouldn't have blown up, and they got caught. Like, I was glad that wasn't the thing, and thank you to the show that they didn't. I think they're kind of showing that Sabine and Zeb are a little more mature now. I think that's what they're trying to say, is like, these characters are more mature. They've been through a lot of stuff. That they're not that silly anymore. So thank you to that. Thank you for that. And then I guess it's the big sort of plot that was going on, the weird one, with Ezra and the Loth Wolves. So Ezra's kind of out in the plains, and the Loth Wolves will show up, and they got really angry at him, and they're like, "You," I think they said like, "You." Well, the big white one does, and they start chasing him, and I mean, it's all to get him into a spot where the big alpha Loth Wolf can talk to him in this, in his dreams or something. And, they kind of like, sort of knock him out, and they sort of chase him off into the unknown. And I don't know if they I don't think they teleport him. I think they just sort of get him out there. And, they sort of knock him out, and he wakes up in the middle of the night, and he kind of has to find his way back, and he gets kind of lost for a bit, and he's on this very suspicious looking, like, like Lethal mound thing that they have, like those rock formations. I was like, that doesn't look right. Like, it has this crack in it and stuff. I swore it was going to be like the secret Jedi temple that like the Loth Wolves had taken him to or something. But it turns like it's sort of just where he kind of falls asleep and has this vision of the alpha Loth Wolf, who is creepy as hell. He's creepy. And it's like how he speaks is like, he can speak more words than the white Loth Wolf can. But he's like, it's like always smiling. And he's like, yes, you will fight them together. This is creepy as shit. It was a very weird look for this Loth Wolf. Like, I don't know why he had to be smiling all the time. Like, just make a bigger version of the Loth Wolf you have. Like, I thought they were going to go down the track that was Kanan. Like, Kanan had, gone the other, like, somehow gone the way of, like, becoming this alpha, like, alpha Loth Wolf or something. By the way, I was glad that they didn't make Kanan, like, instantly turn into, like, a Force ghost. Because Kanan does not have the training for that. Because, like, only masters have mastered that way of, being able to retain their individuality in the Force. Like, you have to be strong enough to do that. And I don't think Kanan is there. He's, like, a good, solid Jedi, but he's nowhere near that level to do Force Ghost. So I'm glad that at the moment, I'm glad they're not doing that. I just don't think he's on that level to do that. The technique, basically, because it's not something that you can just do because you're a Jedi. Or else you'd have every freaking Jedi walking around with freaking, being Force Ghost. Like, oh yeah, that's just, that's Mace. Well, Mace, I assume Mace would be able to do it. But I was like, oh yeah, that's just, whoever that, oh yeah, that's just random Joe Jedi guy. He just walks around here every so often. He's just a Force Ghost. Don't worry about him. Oh yeah, that's just, yeah. It would be a little silly. It'd be a little silly. So I was glad they didn't do that. But I was thinking, like, wait, has Kanan become this alpha wolf? Like, I was trying to see if like the markings on the head of the wolf was like the same as markings on his on Kanan's visor. I was like, no, that's not it. I don't think, because he said doom again. So I don't know about that connection between Kanan and the Loth Wolves. I don't know what that is yet. Um, I hope they explain that a little bit. I hope they do. Because they keep saying his name. They keep saying his name, and it's like, other than telling us what Kanan's last name is, it has not explained why. They haven't explained why they know it. I just thought they keep saying doom, like just doom, like we're doomed. But no, it was doom. Um. So yeah, and then they kind of tell Ezra what he has to do. That he has to go back to the Lothal Jedi Temple. That he has to save something there. They have to protect the knowledge there, or he has to find the knowledge there. Because the Empire's gonna get it. That it might. I think it's something really important. I think this is where Ezra's gonna fight or at least come into contact with the Emperor. Because let's face it, Ezra can't fight the Emperor. That's not even a thing. He couldn't even fight Maul, let alone Vader, let alone Sidious. So that's not going to be a thing. I don't know who's going to save him. I don't know how it's going to be saved. I think he's just going to get away from him somehow. But they sort of give him this tablet who have these like the hand positions. So I'm guessing that's going to come into an effect, like maybe how to get further into the temple. Like maybe that's like he has to do certain force techniques or something. So they sort of said like you have to go there. Like you have to stop being afraid. You're not lost. You have to take the lead. And it's kind of the Loth Wolves trying to tell him, you can do this. You're not this helpless apprentice anymore. You have to take up the mantle of your master. You're essentially like the last Jedi at this point, because Luke's not trained yet. There is Obi-Wan, there is Yoda, but it's Star exiled at this point. You're the only one doing anything at the moment, so let's go. So it was an interesting interaction. Once you got over how creepy the Loth Wolf looked, it was weird. It was a weird, interesting interaction, and I'm glad they're going back to that Jedi Temple, because when Rebels do Jedi stuff, it is interesting. I like it. I mean, I love the grand like rebellion plans and stuff like that. Like when the X-wings came in and did this attack, even though how stupid that attack was, like it had no purpose of actually working. Going up against all those turbo lasers and everything, it was just like, what are you thinking, Hera? You just threw all these brand new X-wings away. It is cool when they delve into that stuff. Like, for me, probably the best part of Rebels was the Sith Temple. That Sith Temple, I think it was like on Malachor, I think it was, with Vader, Ahsoka, Maul, Kanan and Ezra, like that whole group, and what happened there with the Inquisitors and stuff. Best episodes of Rebels ever. Those ones right there. Nail it. Just freaking nail it. Like just this group of episodes. Well worth a watch if you haven't seen that. So yeah, and that essentially sets up like this is the plan. This is what we're gonna do now. We have to go to the temple. We have to save this stuff, and I think that's gonna set up Sidious and all that too. But yeah, I mean, like overall, the episode was like they had to bring you back down from Kanan dying, and the grand sort of like big emotional thing, and like I said, it's just the aftermath of all of it on the Empire side, on the Rebel side, on on the Team Ghost, I guess, side, the Rebels. Like they had to show them figure out their grief, find a way to process it, not get over it. Like this sort of stuff you don't get over like straight away, but to be able to get back into, like, I can actually contribute now again. Yeah, I can, actually do something. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the next few episodes. I really am. Like, this end of the season is going to be very, very cool. It's going to answer a lot of questions. We got a lot of questions that still need answering. Obviously, we found out the one with Kanan, like what happens with him. There are some big characters who we need to figure out where they sit and how they, are going to interact with Star Wars lore going into the future. And then I guess it's going to be like, what comes next after Rebels? That's going to be the big thing too. Hopefully we get some answers about that around about when the series ends, but it's not too far away. I don't think we got too many episodes to go. It's not too far away. I mean, we got 2 more weeks. Like March 5th is slated for the finale. That's the finale of it all. It's looks like a 3 episode. It's like a 3 episode release. So we got episode 14 and then 15 and 16 are one big episode. So it's coming fast, man. It's gonna come fast. A lot of stuff's gonna happen in these next sort of 4 episodes? Really 5. These next 5 episodes. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm glad Rebels is back. Even for a short time, but I'm glad it's back. But yeah. Alright guys, that's it for us. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll catch you next time. Peace. Bye.